No? 2? Okay. An axial approach means that it is straight on. As you're walking, it's straight in front of you. Okay? If I had a laser beam attached to the side of my head, if I turn my head that way, it would point over there, right? If I turn my head, it'd go that way. But if I'm walking straight ahead and that laser beam is pointing straight out from my head, it's showing a path right in front of me, right? So when you start to approach your building, right? When you leave the edges of the site and you enter the site, you're going to be walking in a certain direction, right? Actually, go ahead and record this.
It is.
Oh, it is? Okay. That direction has to point to the porch and preferably the door if you can. So for example, if you're using this approach over here, there is a straight line segment from this curve to this curve. There's a straight line segment right here in the middle. So the axial approach there is something like this. Which means that when I put my building here, my porch has to line up with that sight line. Okay? So I have to be real careful on where I put it and how wide that opening is, the porch, so that I can do what I've got to do. If it's over here, your axis is already coming up the north-south axis, and so that north-south axis has to point to either a secondary porch, right, that then takes you around to, not either, but it has to point to that secondary porch that then takes you around to this side. If you're approaching from here, right, then once you enter the site, you're going to draw a line to where your building is, and you've got to locate your opening so that it's an axial approach to that. Okay? So right now, what I'm going to ask you guys to do is, how many minutes are we at?
2:20.
2 minutes and 20 seconds. All right. So I'm going to ask you all to get pieces of paper, pieces of plain white paper, and cut them out and gently tape them to the edges of your box. So you're going to cut out 5 pieces and laminate them to your box. Don't fold them over like that. Just cut it out nice and neat so that it goes on and every surface has one. The reason I'm asking you to do this is because you're going to be drawing on your box, showing me where you're thinking of putting your entry porch and your exit porch, okay? And then you're going to show me on the site plan how you're developing an axial approach to it. You're going to also be building one of these for Wednesday, and you will show me on this also where your entry porch and where your exit porch is. All right? Any questions? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and release you guys right now to go back and let's start laminating this.